So, we've been to Omni Force Season 2, so close. I thought I would do a recap of everything that happened in Season 1 that was important that you need to know before you watch Season 2. I would highly recommend that you go see Season 1. I'll have a link down below to the, playlist, to the show, and to, the episodes 1 through 26 plus the Vinton movie video. But if you're lazy, you don't want to watch it all, it's about 5 hours total, which isn't bad considering. Well, let's say 6. Then here's what happened. So in the beginning, we see Ben, and he says, "I've doomed the world," and he gives us some flashbacks, and then we see Rook, and Rook says, "Ben, you can go back," and Ben's like, "I can go back?" And so Ben starts going back in time to fix what he's done, and to do this, he creates the Omni Force. So the Omni Force is a team of all these different characters from other dimensions, or from another dimension that Ben has not ruined yet. And so, basically, Ben starts get together this team. Well, people start having doubts and stuff, and they don't really know what to do. And while the Omni Force is still forming, there's some trust issues, and this villain group is forming also. But the villains are from the same time period. They want to destroy Ben once and for all. Nobody knows who Ben is. They just know that there's a threat. And so this group starts forming of the villains. And so throughout Season 1, we see Ben going back to defeat villains and capture them. And to also to save these heroes from these villains. And so the team starts getting crowded and stuff. So we need to, set something up. So Ben starts creating this plumber database. And one day, Ben, from the 16-year-old Ben from Omniverse, goes and switches body with the 10-year-old Ben to save Validus. And basically what happens is, to save him, Ben must go alienette. And while he's alienette, a villain stabs him, and he slips into a coma. And after that, everything is changed, because Ben starts to die, and without Ben, everything goes wrong, and the Omniforce will die, and everyone will die. And so to save him, they need to get these crystals. And so they start getting these crystals. Well, Ghost Freak gets one of the crystals, and Vilgax gets one of the crystals. And so they think it's not enough to save Ben. Well, it turns out, in the end, the villains win because Ben is dead. Ben flatlines. He's dead. And it wasn't enough to save him. Well, turns out Ben is alive, but we have this team of villains now. They're ready to destroy the world because they think Ben is dead. So to save all these people, Ben has to go through a series of more villains, and he must recruit Albedo to help save the Omni Force and build the Plumber database, while Ben does other important stuff. So Albedo agrees, and so they start working together. And I'm just summarizing. I think right now we're on like episode 20, and so we figure out that there is a spy in the team, and so they are questioning who the spy is, and we learn more about Ben. And finally, Ben opens up, or 16-year-old Omniverse Ben opens up to the 16-year-old Ultimate Alien Ben, because the Ultimate Alien confronts Ben. He starts looking up all the stuff about what really happened. And so finally, Ben, Omniverse, just lets it all out. This tells him everything. So we think. And from the beginning, we find out that, Ben's world is, like, doomed. And his helpers in his world, his grandpa, Battaliday, all these people have to come back. Because they just can't live any longer in this, universe. So, we start getting down to it. They find out who the spy is. We learn that there was an original time period where Validus was the spy. So we learned that this was not the first Omni Force, and that's huge. And so turns out Elena is the spy in this universe. And this just changes everything, because Ben thinks everything will happen for a reason, and that them just being here has changed everything. So now, he doesn't know what to expect. And so they finish the Plumber database, and the villains want Albedo to fight for them, and the heroes want Albedo to fight for them. And so this huge war breaks out, now that Elena is the spy, because Elena has gotten all this information. She knows how to defeat the Omni Force. So then the Great War comes, and so the Great War happens. It's episode 25 and episode 26, the season finale. And, hell breaks loose. And I cannot strategize that enough. People are getting injured right and left. Ben finally confronts Vilgax. Albedo is there. The other Ben is there. And it's like, hey, enough. And they're in this impenetrable base. It's impossible. They cannot win. And then it happens. The bombs go off. There's all these nuclear bombs. And they just countdown from 60 seconds. And they don't know who did it. Vilgax does not know who did it. And, so Ben says, you know what? I'm going to do this. And Albedo goes, no. Ben, I've seen the kind of leader you are. You need to be there for your team. And so Albedo turns Curie Red, starts disabling as many bombs as he can, because it's going to wipe out a whole 5-mile radius. And, so he disables enough where it just blows up the base and a couple of miles above the base, but no one gets injured except Albedo. So we think Albedo is obliterated, but at the end, we find this mystery villain, and he saves Albedo, but for the wrong reasons. He's going to recruit Albedo. So so that's it. That's the end. And we think Grandpa Matt from Ultimate Alien has committed all these crimes. So in the movie, it takes place between Season 2 and Season 1. But I kind of count it more as Season 1. But it's literally the bridge between it. Because everything changes in Season 2. It's like a whole new series. But it's not. And so, in the movie, the villains are still powerful more than ever. Ben is just corrupt. He has lost his best friend, Albedo. Albedo did everything for him, and now he's just gone, so Ben thinks. And so he just goes on a rampage. He, hits Mats, he loses it on Mats, and so Mats is captured. And so Ben can't harm him, and then Ben just loses it. And the missiles attack the base. Ben can't hear anything. And all throughout this movie, Ben just doesn't know who he is anymore. Everything he thought was gone and destroyed. And so all of his beliefs, everything, just gone. And so, he's really having a hard time finding himself. Well, a vision of Albedo comes. It's self-confidence. He knows that. And he says, you need to be there for your team. And so he just gets up, he goes, attacks the villains. Throughout this time, Ghost Freak uses this crystal to become his ultimate form, the original Ghost Freak. His true form. So he is now powerful more than ever. And so, long story short, they end up defeating the villains, but at a great cost. Bombs drop on Bellwood. All of these other nuclear bombs that was disabled, they just drop on Bellwood. And all this radiation has occurred. Bellwood is destroyed. We have nothing, basically. And the heroes do not have control anymore. but it came at a great price. The villains break up. So now the only people that work for Vilgat is Gorgon and this mystery villain. And so nothing is safe. So basically, to wrap things up, Ben doesn't even know what to do. He's never been out of control before. Like, now Bellwood is lost. Like, it's just been obliterated by nuclear waste. And all the survivors are captured by Vilgat. And Ben just does not know what to do. And, you know, the Omni Force has become unsafe. And so he's like, kids, you're going home. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you found this, like, really interesting, just, like, watch the show. I mean, I promise. It's gonna be good. It's, I know the first season was really unedited and stuff. But, the second season is just mind-blowing. And then, the second half of the season should be even better. And the third season, hopefully, will be super amazing with special effects. Yeah, like I said, I'll have a link down below to the channel, to the channel and everything, so you guys can watch it, and I do hope you guys enjoyed, and, remember, there's a contest if you want to enter. Tell me your top 5 villains of who you think's gonna die, or not villain, oh my god, not villains, top 5 anybody who's gonna die. It can be anybody in order, villain or hero, and the last date you can do it is episode 31, so at 32 you can't do it anymore. But if you want to know more about that, I'll have it linked down below to my 100 video, or 100 sub special, I'm sorry, where you can watch that. And without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and bye guys.
Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, or also hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus for channel updates, and watch some of my other videos. You're the best, guys. Have a great day.